everybody, welcome to One Motor Brothers. This is my brother Govind, and today we'll be talking about luxury SUVs starting from 40,000 all the way up to 70,000.
You might think this is a wide price range, but the reason we have it like this is because some of these models have performance models, which we may like to talk about.
So we have a Lexus RX, but that's an old one. I want to know what they changed in the new 2017 model.
So they didn't actually really change that much in the new Lexus RX, but they did change the looks a lot. But the problem is the chassis is still the same old chassis, the same old heavy chassis, but it does really have good horsepower, starting at 295 horsepower. But it's not like it's lower than its segment, but it's more than enough.
So can you get a hybrid model in this one? Because not many cars on this list you could get hybrid with.
Yeah, actually we do have a hybrid Lexus RX, and Lexus continued this with the new one, and they have a hybrid option also.
So what's its MPG on the hybrid?
So the hybrid is much better than the one we have. We only have like the 2011 model, which gets like 29 mpg. The 2017 one gets 35 mpg.
Wow, that's a big change.
Yeah, that's a big change. And plus, the hybrid model has much more horsepower, 308. So, yeah.
So, what's its pros?
So the pros, it's very luxurious. It's obviously, you know, Lexus pays a lot of attention to detail, and they're going into like Bentley, Rolls-Royce, like these high luxury things for like relatively affordable prices.
Seriously,
at like
Bentley, Rolls-Royce for like 40,000?
43,000. This is like the middle of our list. This is like the median like price range. So if you want really good like quality interiors, you like Lexus is the reason people buy these cars. Like the interiors are the reason people buy Lexuses.
True. They're very nice.
Yeah, very nice high quality interiors.
So what's its cons?
So the cons is that it's not that suitable for towing, and like I was saying before, it has a very heavy and outdated chassis.
The 0 to 60 times?
So the 0 to 60 times are kind of fast. They're like 6.70 to 60, but compared with its competitors, it's like way slower. So
yeah, compared to the performance models on this list.
Yeah, and plus the base models, like they do like way better in the 0 to 60.
Okay, so the next car on this list does have a hybrid option, the Volvo XC60, right?
Yeah, so the Volvo XC60 used to be a really bad car, actually.
Yeah, it was very bad.
It did look good, but after a Chinese company, Giulia, bought it, Volvo really raised their game. They raised it in interiors and exteriors, so it looks super futuristic and has some of the best interiors today. Actually, the seats were designed by an orthopedic surgeon.
Why do you need that to get seats?
Well, Volvo, they want the highest amount of relaxation, and plus it's better for safety too.
It is?
Yeah.
Volvos are safe.
Yeah, that's one of the pros for that. And plus, good looks and good interior is also the other pro.
So what's its cons?
So the cons, it's kind of heavy. Like the hybrid model gets really heavy. It goes like 4,700 pounds, which is like the large SUVs in the luxury range.
That is a lot, though.
Yeah, and it is relatively affordable. It starts at like $44,000. I don't remember, but like it's a really great SUV. It's not a fun to driving car though. It's not like fun to drive compared to the other SUVs. That's why we ranked it like number 5 instead of like a much like lower rank like number 1 or number 2, because it's not a very like driving experience focused SUV.
But actually 40,000 for a Volvo is actually pretty cheap, right?
Yeah, it's $44,000. I know. Wait, it's $41,000. I'm sorry. The $44,000.
So it's like around that.
Yeah, it's in that. If you want a really good one, you can get the $44,000 one. So,
it's not like that big of a difference.
Yeah, it's not that. There's like small margins, like the Nissan Rogue Sport we were talking about last video. So this is a really good SUV. If you like luxury SUVs that really do their jobs, Volvo is like any Volvo. It's the best, like some of the best luxury companies to buy.
Well, this car does have a hybrid thingy, like option. So, what's the difference between the normal version and the hybrid?
Actually, you wouldn't expect it, but it's a huge difference. So the base model starts at 250 horsepower, while the hybrid model has 400 horsepower. That's
So,
150
with 400
horsepower more.
horsepower, does it have like the same MPG as a Lexus?
Yeah, it has like 32 mpg.
That's still pretty good for
Pretty
a
good,
400
yeah.
horsepower car.
Yeah.
That's good.
Plus, remember it weighs 4,700 pounds, so it really affects like the MPG things.
Well, so there's this really fast car. It's pretty new. Like there's a sedan version. It's like some SUV.
Oh yeah. So Alfa Romeo, they made a new SUV. They released it a few months ago actually. It's their first SUV in the entire history of the company.
Like that company is so old. It's the first SUV.
Yeah, actually Alfa Romeo was very sports car focused, and up until 2006 they were selling in the United States, and then they discontinued and they went
Why
back
they
to
do
Europe
that?
because no one was buying them. But after the reintroduction in 2014, they sold 62,000 thousand models, and which is actually a really good like amount because Alfa Romeo is such a niche company. I think they made the SUV because they wanted to make like their own take on an SUV while getting a lot of money still.
So all they did was turn a sports car into SUV.
Yeah, so there's a sedan called the Giulia, which is also another reason that Alfa Romeo started to sell that much, and they just made it into an SUV.
That's all they did.
Yeah, that's all they did. So you can expect super fast like performance, like the regular one, which only has 280 horsepower with the four cylinder.
Four cylinders.
Yeah,
That's
with
not that
only
much.
4 cylinders, but it weighs 3,600 pounds.
That's all?
it. Yeah.
Like compared to the Volvo, that's
Yeah. So the Ford Mustang, you know that car?
the muscle car. Yeah.
Yeah, that weighs 3,700 pounds.
Well, that's actually a pretty big difference.
Yeah, 100-pound difference for an SUV and a sports
SUV
car.
and yeah.
So the Stevio with the 280 horsepower four cylinder, it does like 5.5 seconds 0 to 60, and the performance model with the Ferrari V6.
Wait, 5.5 seconds 0 to 60 in a four cylinder.
Yeah, it weighs
Wow.
3,600 pounds.
Yeah, but still, that's like
Plus, I was just trying to tell you this. It has a Ferrari V6.
Ferrari.
Yeah,
Wait, what model?
California.
Well, that is their worst one, but it's still a Ferrari.
Well, that's kind of mean, but okay. But it makes 503 horsepower and it weighs 3,900 pounds. Plus, it's one of the fastest SUVs in the world. 3.8
In the world.
In the world.
Wow.
3.8 0 to 60 and 177 mile per hour top speed.
You know that worst Tesla, like the worst spec you could get, like the 75D. Is that quicker or the Stevio?
The Stevio is way quicker. Plus, the Stevio has a higher top speed than the highest Tesla Model S Model X you can get.
Whoa, those things are really fast.
Yeah, those things are really fast. The Stevio won't beat it in acceleration times, but in terms of top speed, it has like 22 mile per hour advantage.
Oh, so its top speed is like around like what?
So the Model X does 155 miles per
No,
hour.
I'm talking about the Stevio.
177.
Well, it's actually.
Well, the regular one does like, what, 130?
Can you get a hybrid option in this car?
No. Alfa Romeo didn't put a hybrid one. But there are some cons with this car. It's kind of a small car. It's like more like the Macan focused SUV.
Does it have like the same chassis?
Well, Porsche and Alfa Romeo, that's Italian and German companies. I don't think they go together. No.
Are they like almost exactly the same size?
Yeah, I think the Macan is a little bit smaller, but
Oh, I thought like shouldn't a Porsche be like bigger than a Alfa Romeo?
well, Alfa Romeo wanted like a big SUV, right? Because they want more sales.
So is it like about the size of the RX?
No, it's a little bit smaller. It's like in the middle between like Macan and RX, think like that.
Okay, so pros?
So pros, it's fast. It looks good because it's a Giulia made into an
Yeah.
SUV, and it's pretty luxurious. But like the interior design does look like a Mazda interior. Like the use of qualities, like use of material is really good, like high quality materials. But the problem is that the Stevio looks like the interior looks like a Mazda interior kind of to me, which is
You're paying like 40,000.
yeah, for $40,000, I wouldn't want a Mazda interior in my Alfa Romeo. So that's one of the other cons behind this car. So yeah, and plus Alfa Romeos, I'm not really sure why they don't have the best reliability in the world. So they're not that great for reliability.
And of course, it looks really nice.
Yeah.
And it's very light.
Yeah, it's lightweight. That's another pro I forgot to talk about.
So its competitor, the Porsche Macan.
Yeah, the Porsche Macan is the next car we're going to talk about. So, as I was saying, this is a small like SUV, but it's basically the perfect supercar SUV. From Car and Driver, 4.5 out of 5. From Edmunds, 4 point. No, wait. Car and Driver had a 5 out of 5.
Wow, that's like
Yeah, and Car and Driver does their ratings like really harsh too.
Yeah.
So and then U.S. News Best Cars is like 9 out of 10.
So the ratings are like
Yeah, plus Edmunds 4.5 out of 10. Not 10, sorry, 5.
so now I'm really eager to know the cons.
Well, the cons, it's really cramped, as I was saying before, and it does horrible towing. 1,600 pounds. That's not even a ton.
Well, it's a Porsche, so what's its MPG?
The MPG, it's not that great actually. For such a small little SUV, it only gets like 23 MPG.
Wow, like most cars in this gets like 30.
Yeah, most cars get like 30 to like 27 or something like that.
So what's its pros?
So the pros, it's super fast. As I was saying before, it's a supercar of the road. Plus, it's a Porsche, so like you expect like really good reliability, really great looks. Plus, it's like what some of the best cars in the world, right? So
Is its interior nice?
the interior isn't like it's sort of a little bit outdated in my opinion because the Cayenne, this car's bigger brother and the original Porsche SUV, has a much better interior than the Macan. And like when you're spending $47,000, you don't want a bad interior, like no matter what.
But for a Porsche, 47,000 is pretty cheap.
Yeah, but if you put like 3 options for a better interior, you'll have to pay like $54,000.
That is like, so one of its cons is gets expensive quickly.
Yeah, I forgot to talk about that.
So the Cayenne, that's like twice the price, something like that.
Yeah, the Cayenne starts at 60,000, but same thing. It's a Porsche, so if you put like 5 options, $70,000. So
That's like, yeah.
so the only like thing worth doing is like not really getting a Porsche, because if you want like a really good Porsche, you have to pay a lot of money, because the Cayenne the Macan Turbo, that costs like that can go up to $120,000.
120,000.
Yeah.
Wow.
And even though it does have 440 horsepower, which is a lot for such a small SUV, it's still $120,000 is outrageous.
Yeah, that is way too much.
But the Macan, people still love that vehicle because it's actually going to beat the Cayenne in the in Porsche's best-selling SUV, and Cayenne's been there for like ever now. So
How about it? Like, does it look nice?
yeah, it does look nice. It's a Porsche, right? It's based off the 911. So
The 911?
yeah.
Well, then what's its horsepower then?
Well, the horsepower ranges for the turbo model. It's 440 horsepower.
That's a lot.
Yeah, and then the base model does 250.
That's not that much.
But
for a
it still
Porsche.
has high acceleration, like 5.5, 5.4.
What about the Jaguar SUV? It came pretty recently.
Yeah, the Jaguar was actually they made the FPace specifically to compete and be better than in most areas than the Macan. So the Jaguar FPace is the a new SUV. It was like released a year ago, and it's Jaguar's first SUV. And actually, they released a new SUV. Not that long ago, like a few weeks ago. Called the E-Pace, and that's a smaller version of that SUV, and that's supposed to be really fast, like a supercar type too. And actually, the F-Pace has, you know what the F-Type is?
Yes.
Yeah, the F-Type and the F-Pace actually share the same V6 engine.
Wow, that is probably really fast, right?
Yeah, it is pretty fast too, and plus, it's one of the best sounding SUVs in the world.
Wait, is it already Jaguar's best-selling vehicle?
Yeah, it's already Jaguar.
Wow, that's like really
Yeah,
fast.
in like 5 months, Jaguar was making like double their output. So, Jaguar really improved after Indian company Tata bought it, and they're getting a lot more money, like a lot more funding to make these types of really good cars. But the problem is that Jaguar, they don't really pay attention to high quality interiors, even though the Jaguar F-Pace does start like at $42,000, which is relatively affordable. It does get expensive quickly, and plus when you're paying like $70,000 up to $70,000 for your vehicle, you don't want like a low quality interior.
Yeah.
And Jaguar, the problem is they don't really pay attention to like high quality interiors.
They're
They
more
just
about speed.
they're more about speed. So, like the Macan, the Jaguar F-Pace is a more practical supercar for the road. It's really spacious. It actually looks like it can compete. It doesn't compete with the Macan. It looks like
It doesn't?
Well, it does, but it looks like it doesn't. They're actually both around the same size, but the F-Pace is much less cramped. It's more spacious, and it has a larger trunk.
And it looks larger too.
Yeah, it looks larger. Plus, it looks way better, in my opinion. Though.
What's a Jaguar? So what's its HP?
Well, the HP, since it's just been released, it's like 250 to like 380.
Well,
That's
for a
V6.
Jaguar, that's not that much.
That's not that much, but there's a new SVR model coming, and that's supposed to make 575 horsepower.
Well, compared to its competitor, the Porsche Macan, is it faster or slower?
It's a bit slower, but
with that much less MP.
yeah, and plus towing is much better. 4,000 pounds more, 5,000 plus pounds.
Didn't the Macan get like horrible towing?
Yeah, it got like 1,600 pounds.
You can tow nothing with that.
Yeah, you can tow a trailer.
Well, that's all you could tow. There's nothing in the trailer.
Yeah, there won't be anything in the trailer.
Why would you need that?
Yeah, I don't know.
Its horsepower. What's its 0 to 60 time?
0 to 60 is like 5.2 seconds
How about the MPG?
for the V6. MPG is like 27.
Okay, so the best car on
This
this
list
list.
is the Range Rover Velar.
So what makes it the best SUV on this list?
Well, the reason the F-Pace was in the second place was because it had like the low quality materials and not the best interior. Well, the Range Rover Velar actually shares the same platform with the Jaguar.
But it looks much bigger, actually. Like,
it looks bigger, but it's actually not. It looks more truck-like, while the F-Pace looks more car-like, but they're actually both the same dimensions. So the Velar actually has a much better interior, and basically it checks all the boxes.
but it's like just like a hyper luxury Jaguar F-Pace, right?
No, actually it's like basically completely different. It has super cool dual screen like things like
Yeah, the infotainment thing.
yeah, the
is so cool.
infotainment system looks really cool. It looks like even more modern than Tesla. Like if you
Yeah.
put these Tesla interiors side by side with the Velar looks so much more like the future than Tesla. Even though the Tesla has a one large screen, the two split screen like design with the Range Rover looks really cool.
And it's pretty small, but it's very spacious inside, right?
Yeah, like the FPace, it's actually really spacious. It's like, imagine an Evoque, a Range Rover Evoque, and a Range Rover Sport combined. That's the Velar. That's like the size range for the Velar.
I was gonna ask how good is the off-roading, but it's a Range Rover.
Yeah, so it's expected to be really good at off-roading. Plus, it will have great towing. It will be fast.
Wait,
it will be.
It will, or it already came out?
Yeah, it already came out, but it has like it should do like 5,000 plus towing.
Oh, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Compared to the Macan.
Yeah,
it's like, oh,
that only does 1,600 pounds.
can't tow a boat.
Yeah, it can't even tow a boat. But this can tow like a small boat.
So it's like super luxurious, but shouldn't it be heavier?
Yeah, it's like 400 pounds heavier than the Jaguar
Actually,
FPace.
it's not that much.
Well, it is a lot of pounds, but if you
They
think
did
about
add-
it, they added so much stuff. Like, and the off-roading capability is a little bit better on the Velar than the Jaguar
little
FPace.
bit?
Yeah, a little bit
Oh,
because
then that means the Jaguar is pretty good at off-roading.
yeah, the Jaguar is pretty good at off-roading, and you can trust it like in the mud, snow, like so it can go all-wheel drive, the Jaguar FPace, and but it's mostly rear-wheel drive. But I'm pretty sure the Velar is always all-wheel drive because it's not like a very sporty, fast performance type SUV. But this is like a luxury vehicle, like a very high-end luxury vehicle. But it is very expensive. It's the most expensive SUV on the list.
It's just like the luxury Jaguar.
Yeah, it's the luxury Jaguar. Actually, it starts at $50,000, which is really expensive, and that's before options.
This-
It gets expensive really quickly too.
Like with one like a few options, like how many-
Like a few options, like $55,000.
Is
so
it a good family car?
it's a good for family. Yeah, it's luxurious. And then if you say, oh, I paid like $75,000 for my car, and you actually paid like 50,000, people will believe it because it has
Like,
such a
yeah.
nice interior. And it's a Range Rover, right?
It should have a nice.
Yeah,
Like compared to the Evoque, it's like
yeah. The Evoque, it's like it's too small. Even though it
And-
looks good, it's just for looking good, and it's not like practical at all. That's why the Velar was made. They wanted to make a more practical Evoque, and I think they really succeeded in making
But
that.
the Evoque costs like 60,000, and it's like way less luxurious.
Well, the 60,000 one is like fully loaded though.
Yeah, but still,
Yeah, but like the base model costs like 38, so.
that's not that much. So like that's like, is the Evoque like the E-Pace, or is it big?
Yeah, the Evoque is like the E-Pace size, so
Oh,
yeah.
what? But then the Land Rover Discovery Sport, that's the same size. So the Land Rover Discovery Sport is like E-Pace size.
Yeah, it's like
And
a little bit
how do
bigger.
you put 7 seats in that?
Well, they just crammed it in to make it more like for families. It's not actually like a usable third row, but
No.
but for small kids, like toddlers or something,
okay.
yeah, it's okay.
So that's all.
Yeah, that's all we have for today. If you want to learn more, please check out my blog, onemotorbrothers.com.
Thank you for watching.
Please like and subscribe.